Hope everything's going well. I'm gonna wait a little bit and start to bring in people. I'm gonna wait a little bit, bring in Coach and Daniel. What's up, man? How you doing today? Not much, man. Just doing this live, and then afterwards, just chilling. How about you? What's up, Coach?
My brother, how's it going, Vibe? How are you?
Pretty good. How are
Good,
you?
good, good. How's the family doing?
Good.
Good.
I'm gonna bring in Daniel right now.
Sounds good.
How's it going? He should be coming in soon.
Sounds good.
How's everything in Canada?
Everything is good. Everything is good here. How's it going, Dan?
What's up?
Long,
What's up?
long time no see, buddy.
I just hope and pray that we do not have the same luck that we had last time because I went back and
I think we're already off to a better start to start. There's not as many technical difficulties as there was the last time.
I went back just to, because I don't think we've interviewed a guest twice. I think this is the first time we interviewed
Awesome.
someone twice.
No,
Correct
it's
me
a
if I'm
pleasure to be
wrong,
back.
Vibe.
Pleasure. How's your
So
family, Dan?
we're,
Everyone's doing well?
we're good. We're good.
Good, good.
Yeah.
So, did you guys happen to catch the Super Bowl?
Wasn't much of a game, but yeah.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
So go ahead.
So, what do you guys think about how Luca's doing? I know it's only been like 3 games and we can't judge that hard, but
You know what? It's going to take some time to get himself back into game shape. You got to remember, he hasn't played since Christmas Day, right? And so you can practice all you want, but, there's no substitution for game experience, right? And game shape. And so it's going to take him a bit to kind of get back into the swing of things. He's rusty right now, you can tell. His legs just aren't there right now. A lot of his shots are going short. But I think, what, it's going to be interesting because, there's 28 games left in the season where
something like that.
not
Yeah.
only does he need to get in game shape, but it's also hard to now acclimate him, get him up to speed with the offense, with the defensive schemes and things like that, where, you wonder if it's enough time. But, if anyone can do it, LeBron seems to have the experience where, he can get guys caught up to date pretty quick. So we'll see how it goes. It's they got a tough schedule, so we got a really tough schedule, but we'll see how it goes. And but yeah, it's going to take a few big games. I figured that he was going to be rusty anyways to start. Especially, I think the turnovers are coming from because he doesn't really know the playbook yet.
I mean, he
He's
just
still
got
getting.
here, so yeah,
Pardon?
he just
Well,
got here.
he just got here, and he's learning the strengths and weaknesses of every player on the team. Where guys like the ball, where they're going to be in the offense, things like that. So But I think with him, what you need to do is, he needs to be the ball dominant player out there. I think LeBron's better off ball, playing alongside Luka, where Luka needs the ball in his hands. I think it'd be more of an adjustment for him if you had him, floating in the corners and setting the screens. Where I think it's easier for LeBron, because if LeBron sets the screen now, he can roll. He's good with that pick and pop that he has, and so you can. I think it's a more dynamic two-way game, a two-man game with Luka as the primary ball handler and LeBron the one that's setting the screens and rolling off of that. So it's going to be. They have so many options to play with now, and now it's on the others to hit shots really, because they're going to get so many open shots, especially Rui, Gabe. Austin now has even more room to work with, because now most likely the player that's guarding Austin is going to be the third, primary defender on the opposing team. So, there's so many options that they have now. And so, it's going to be interesting to see how it all comes together. And, it's exciting. It's an exciting time for Lakers fans. We all know where the future is set now, right?
And
so the future is set now, which is what everyone was, hoping to see what happens when LeBron retires. Well, now we have that centerpiece now for the future.
Yep. And tonight, fingers crossed we win, but Denver is Denver.
It'll be a tough matchup, especially on the road and without any perimeter, defense, or it's not perimeter defense, but front court defense. So it's going to be, it's going to take everybody. Jackson's going to have to play and rebound well, and Alex will probably get a few minutes today, and so will Troy, Jemison. So, it's going to be interesting.
Really good. I'm really liking the kid.
Who, sorry?
I'm really liking how Jemison is playing.
You know what?
Really.
He plays physical. He's a dog out there. He just does the little things and sometimes it could be a little reckless, but he's, he tries hard, and him and Jordan Goodwin, Goodwin's been out there. He's done some good things out there, especially on defense, staying in front of people and getting his hands on loose balls and, hitting the occasional three. And so, they have guys that, have motors and play hard. And that's what you need when you go up against a team like Denver. If you don't exactly match up the best with them, especially in the front court, it's going to take everybody collectively. Yeah, so, we got to use the small ball to our effectiveness, right? And so, but that's where it comes to other guys hitting shots and, making the right play at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun game. It'll be a fun game.
I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be one of those blowouts that we've had like
I think so too. It's a different team now, especially, again, it's Luka still around. I think people need to temper their expectations a bit where, Luka's going to explode for 40, 45. I just, right now I just don't see it happening. It could, but realistically, against a team like Denver, it's especially tough to kind of get, especially with the altitude and things like that. Players tend to get a little more fatigued in the second half playing there. So I expect LeBron, Austin, to have big games. As long Jackson, I know he gets overmatched with Jokic, but at the end of the day, he's a long body. Hopefully he can get some rebounds. Be a lob threat out there. And so the small ball will work to their advantage where, they can draw Jokic out of the paint and have him play the perimeter, and you hope to tire him out. The goal is you try to tire him out on the defensive end to where, he's hopefully not as effective on offense, which is impossible to believe. But, you try to make it as hard as possible. But I think the biggest thing is you got to contain Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray.
That Jamal Murray is a nuisance.
Well, a lot of people think too, the reason, so in the playoffs, it wasn't actually Jokic. That was, Jokic got his stats, he got his points, but it was more so, the Aaron Gordons, the Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray getting hot. So you got to limit, you kind of got to, either let Jokic do his thing and limit the others, or, or the other way around. So I expect them to do, they got to make sure they make it. And great players like that, like Jamal Murray and Jokic, you're not going to stop them, but you have to do the best job possible to make every shot tough and make them work. right? Especially so the plot, you hope that they make them work on the defensive end to where, they're a bit more fatigued for the offensive end. So we'll see how it goes. But it's always a difficult matchup, Denver. But I think this is a different team, compared to years past. So it'll be interesting to see, both teams have their advantages, and it's going to come down to, who exploits the other deficiencies and other weaknesses the best. So it's always a fun matchup with Denver.
Yep.
We're doing good, CJ. How you doing? Yeah, how's your music coming along?
It's good. It's good. It's busy, but it's good. It's good. It's kind of just something on the side that's been a hobby of ours, my brother and I, for years since we were really young, and so it's again, it's another hobby to have. So I will get away from basketball a bit and get away from the game a bit and utilize something else. And but it's been good. It's been really good. How have you guys been? How are things?
We're good.
Everything's good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Is anybody else surprised about how Cleveland is doing? Because I didn't see this coming.
You know what? You see, they just have guys that just excel in their roles. Yeah. That's what it is. And you saw Evan Mobley coming over the last couple of years. And Olin, his trainer, I know him well, and so he, he's been working extremely tough. Guys like that, the best teams are guys who work extremely hard in the off seasons that get better each and every year. Donovan does his thing. You already know what he does. I thought they made a great trade at the deadline by getting DeAndre Hunter. I thought that was probably one of the best moves, outside of Luka, where just a small move, not a small move, but, just a perfect move for what a team needed to get over the hump in the playoffs, hopefully. I thought DeAndre Hunter was a great pickup for them. And, they have a nice little team. Now we'll see in the playoffs how it goes. You've seen before where, teams get hot in the regular season and then playoff time comes and, we'll see how they match up against teams like Boston. Who else is a threat in the East? Philly, not so much this year. Milwaukee. There's a lot. I think what I love about this year is there's a lot more parity in the league where it's, it wasn't so easy to predict. Before in years past, you can kind of predict what the top three teams in each conference are going to be. Yeah. This year, it's completely different. Like, especially Memphis. I didn't think, Memphis was a talented team. They're, rounding themselves into a true championship contender in the West. Houston, Ime Udoka is a, unbelievable coach who, has done great things with that young squad. So, it's going to be the league's in great hands over the next few years here with these young teams coming up. And they've come up a lot quicker than, everyone expected them to. So, but again, it's regular season. Playoffs is a different story where, when you're game planning for the same team in a 7-game series, it's a lot easier, or it's a lot harder than, an 82-game regular season where, you play everybody. So, it's going to be an interesting playoffs this year. A lot of matchups that intrigue you, or, you see where they level up and where they match up against certain teams. But yeah, Cleveland is, and Kenny Atkinson's a great coach. Yes. And I think the momentum that he had coming off of the France, he was the assistant coach with France over the Olympics. So, it just, I'm happy for his success this year. I think he deserves it. Right now, I would say he's leading for Coach of the Year. And, it's just, Cleveland's doing well. It's great seeing these young teams flourish, because it shows all the work that they've put in over the last, over the off seasons and things like that. You really want to see how teams come out. Sometimes a team does well one regular season and then they come back the next year and they're, sometimes they regress. Consistency now is the key to see how these teams continue to do over the next few years. But yeah, it's an exciting time. Cleveland's doing well. And, that city, since, LeBron left, I know it's been tough, but, there's hope again with that franchise. And I think Donovan Mitchell and guys like Evan Mobley and, they just have great role players. Yeah, they have great Darius Garland. They got great role players around them, that just excel in their roles. that you see. Niang, that came from Philly from last year.
Yep.
He's just a great addition to the team, just toughness, and then, can hit the three, can space the floor. So, yeah, it's Cleveland's they're looking really good right now.
Yeah. So when when do you think you'll be out here?
So I'll be there actually. So I'm planning in March.
Yeah.
But if not March, then for sure over the summer. We got the sweat camp coming up again at the academy. Phil's my guy. So what everything, the camps that we do at the academy, and it's just a great opportunity for the young generation of athletes to continue to progress, and especially with the sweat camp, it's great for girls basketball, where it's a great showcase to them, another opportunity for them to showcase their skill, but learn. The sweat camp is an unbelievable camp for skill development. You have nothing but experience out there, guiding the young athletes, and the best coaches, in the world. So it's a great opportunity, and it's again, I always say it's our job to keep, Kobe and Gigi's legacies going, and the sweat camp's just, part of that plan, where doing our job to make sure that we continue to grow, girls and women's basketball, across the globe, and provide more opportunities for them, and you're seeing the growth of women's basketball. It's just unbelievable, with the unrivaled league now. Like, just it's just everybody's excited for that league. The WNBA is at an all-time high. College basketball is at an all-time high, and so just great things happening with women's basketball across the globe, really. And so, but it's our part to continue that, and help in facilitating that, and ensuring that the opportunities stay around, and we continue to showcase the best female athletes in the world at the end of the day. And that's what the sweat camp is. They come from all over, the girls, and just the talent level that I see is amazing. It's truly amazing. And so it's again, it's an exciting time for basketball, for women's basketball and girls basketball. What I love most is the fact that when you talk to now female athletes that play basketball, when you talk to them a few years ago and you asked them who their favorite basketball players were, it was always NBA talent or college talent, like men's college talent. Now it's awesome seeing that, Caitlin Clark's, the Angel Reese's, the Juju Watkins, and so, the Haley Van Liths, and so, it's great, the Nafisa Collier's, right? So it's awesome seeing them now have people that inspire them in women's basketball, right? And have them strive towards something. And so that's when you see the real growth in women's basketball happening, where they're inspired heavily by women's athletes just as much as they are NBA athletes now. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that I love seeing within girls basketball athletes now, where they have now, like the Kobe Bryants for females, and the Michael Jordans for females now coming up, right? And so that's only going to do wonders and continue to grow the game for generations to come.
Yeah.
And it's also growing the game because somebody like me, who truthfully, I didn't know much about the WNBA.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know that it was like 12 teams or something like that.
100%. Right? And just even now, like, you see, before you'd watch games, and, there were maybe a couple thousand people in the stands, and that now you see, full house,
the Caitlin Clark and
sold
Angel Reese
out,
effect.
100%. That's what it is, right? And you need that. You need someone who's now going to grow the game, and where the WNBA is lucky, not just one, they have multiple athletes now, right, that are helping grow the game, and now inspiring, others to pursue the game of basketball, other female athletes. And Juju's just something else. Juju, and what I love about her, she's such a humble kid.
Yeah.
Being around her at the academy and getting to know her a bit, so humble, so down to earth. She stayed, and after, when we were just kind of just chilling, and all the coaches were kind of just chilling, and she was with us, and But, she stayed back and took a picture and signed every single autograph for every athlete in that gym when she didn't have to. She could have easily just done a couple and just left. But, she is so down to earth, so humble, and getting to know her, that's where I am so proud of her success because, she stayed level-headed. She's got a good head on her shoulders and great family. I think but she's, doing a great job of now growing the game to a level that I don't think we've ever seen from a female athlete either, at being this young, right, and having the impact that she has all over the globe. So just so happy for her success. I hope USC goes all the way this year. They're off to a great start. Of course, my man JC, James Clark. I want to see UCLA do well this year. They're having a great season. Just an unbelievable. Like I said, the women's basketball is on the rise, and we hope to continue to see it be on the rise. And it's at an all-time high right now, and you hope that this lasts for years to come, and I think it will. With all the athletes coming up now, they're not going anywhere, right? And then in college, and the next step WNBA. So I think you're going to see great things coming from women's basketball for years to come now. And it's our job, again, like I said, it's our job to continue to help with that, right, and help facilitate that by providing more and more opportunities for girls and female athletes, and we're going to continue doing that. And that's a goal of ours. That's always been a goal of ours, and we take great pride in that. So we're going to continue to do that.
And and I know I haven't been out there on Saturday when Coach Phil Handy does those camps for the ladies. So
yeah,
it was so that I haven't been out there. I've seen him on Instagram and stuff like that. He's doing a great job.
Oh, honestly, it's unbelievable. Phil and his older brother CL, and again, this all started with Kobe's vision to continue to have girls basketball excelling at the academy, and Phil created this opportunity for others, and and we all help facilitate it. And so, like I said, as long as they get more and more opportunities like that, the sweat camp is a great opportunity. Like I said, not just for athletes that are in California. But the great thing about the sweat camp is it opens up opportunities for girls all over the world to come, get coached by the greatest minds in the game that come from the globe. And at the end of the day, it's all about pure skill development. We want them to get 1% better. We always say it. Phil's motto is 1% better every day. Did you get 1% better today than you were yesterday? And if the answer is yes, then you're on the path to success, right? So that's our motto at the camp as well. We just want the kids to get 1% better each day that they're there. And so if they truly do that, then we're going to see continued progress, continued growth, and like I said, you want to impact others where they love the game, and we want to make it fun. Sure, it's about skill development. Sure, it's about them working hard, extremely hard throughout the camp, but we also want them to enjoy the process and having fun in the process, but understanding what it takes to take that next step and get to that next level. And that's where it's awesome having college coaches, NBA coaches, former NBA athletes, former college athletes. And so it's just a great opportunity for, girls to learn from the greatest minds across the globe and develop their skill where, they go back to their respective teams the next season and they, like I said, they get better each and every day. I'm not saying that they're going to be, the best in the world. That's the goal. Yeah. But like I said, if there's even slow progress happening within their skill development, that's growth at the end of the day.
Yeah. I really want to be a part of a basketball team. So
nice. When's that?
I want to be a coach for some basketball team in Los Angeles. So I want to see if we can put that together.
Definitely, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
definitely. Keep me up to date with that.
So I know AJ has told me to reach out to Coach Clark. He hasn't got back to me on that yet. So after the season, I'll reach out to him again.
Nice. AJ's my guy. That guy is, honestly, AJ is one of the most humble, one of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. You know, what he does for others is unbelievable. Like he's the true definition of just somebody that, you know, you try to be inspired by within the basketball world. You know, somebody, especially going through what he went through, you know, health-wise, just seeing him bounce back from that and having the impact that he has, you know, within the game of basketball, but just, you know, even off the court, just one of the best people off the court, you know, always motivating, always inspiring. You know, him and I don't get to chat as much as we normally did before, just because he's so busy with Valpo now. But I just even when we do get a chance to talk, just it's always inspiring, always motivating. And honestly, if it wasn't for AJ, you know, I wouldn't be where I am today as a coach. Honestly, I truly say that. You know, he's the one that kind of, you know, introduced Phil and I, and from that, and then we just got the ball rolling from there. And so, you know, just again, just an unbelievable human being. His whole family, you know, I've gotten to know them extremely well, and you know, just like I said, AJ's my guy, will always be my guy. And you know, he created avenues for me that, you know, I never thought possible coming from a small town, right? Small town in Canada, and you know, having the impact now that I have within the game and being able to, you know, have just being able to experience, you know, what I've gotten to experience in the world of coaching over the last few years. You know, he's had a pivotal part to play in that, and I can't thank him enough for that. And, you know, it just, and I can't wait to see, you know, what comes of it, continues to come from it. So, yeah, AJ's my guy, man. AJ is always there to help others when they need it. And so, you know, he's just one of those guys where he doesn't have to do it, but he does it, right? He goes out of his way to help others, you know, succeed. And that's what that's what you strive to become in life. Someone that, you know, helps others when, you know, they need a helping hand. And so, yeah, he's just, you know, AJ's my guy for life.
Yes. I'm missing him out here in California.
Yeah. And honestly, I've heard so many people say that even at the academy, everyone's like, man, we miss seeing AJ around, just because he's so positive, right? He's just always positive. He never has a negative energy around him. Like, it's just, that's what, you know, gravitates people towards AJ. He's always so positive all the time. You know, no matter what he's going through, he makes sure that, you know, he doesn't project it onto others. You know, he may be having a bad day, but he'll never let you show it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Speaking of coaching, how have you guys felt about Coach JJ Redick?
You know what?
He still hasn't.
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job. You know, the schematics that he has, and you know, just I think you see with the flow of the offense that they have. They have the number one defense in the league over the last 15 games. You know, so it's just, he's doing an unbelievable job. Unbelievable. And you could see how passionate he is too. Like, even in his press conferences,
he really cares.
He really cares. And that's what you want for a coach, right? You want a coach that, you know, is always looking for that next challenge of how to make this team better. And I think he was the perfect addition for that. You know, he's a youthful voice, but someone who's driven, someone who's experienced in the game, knows the game well, was coached by arguably one of the best coaches ever in the history of the game of basketball, in Coach K. And so, you know, and I think those influences reflect upon his coaching style, right? You see, and, you know, and what I love about his interviews and stuff too, you could see how his brain's wired, where, you know, he's always thinking of schematics and he's always thinking of adjustments, even in the way he answers questions. And he's and he's a film addict, right?
He always
in the film room, right? Even on days off. And so, yeah, I think he was a perfect addition to the squad. And, you know, like I said, the future's set now with him. And I think he's going to, you know, I think he's a perfect coach for Luka as well. You know, someone who was a shooter in the league, you know, can design plays and diagram plays to get stars open. And you see it with the ball movement that they have, and just guys. And where I respect JJ the most is he commanded the locker room from the get-go.
Yep.
You know, when young coaches like that come in, especially with vets, you just don't know how to respond to it. But you see with JJ the respect that he has from the locker room already, and he holds guys accountable. You know, in the, you know, film sessions in the locker room. And so, yeah, just, I think JJ is going to turn out to be, he's already becoming a great coach, but, I think sky's the limit for what the future holds for him as an NBA head coach.
And I feel like most of us, including myself, were very skeptical. It was like, we hired a guy with no experience again.
Yeah. And I think he's proved everybody wrong at the end of the
He's
day.
proved me wrong.
He's very easy, especially taking the Lakers job. I think because, the Lakers are they're the team in the NBA, right? So when others see a first-time head coach coaching the Lakers, right, of all teams, I think there's a lot of envy and jealousy that comes with that. And the Lakers always, let's be honest, they're an easy talking point, right, for reporters and journalists, and it's clickbait stuff, right? So but he's handled it extremely well. He's handled it extremely well. I've been really impressed with how his first year is going. I thought that this year was going to be a bit of a like an adjustment period, a
Me
learning
too.
curve for the team, but but that just shows how much time and commitment that he's continued to put in to getting this team where, I don't think anybody expected the Lakers to be, battling for a fourth seed right now in
I
a
for sure
gauntlet of a
thought,
West, right? Western Conference where, so, it's exciting times. I think it's exciting times for Lakers fans, and, we'll see what happens.
because I for sure thought we were going to at least be through the 7 to 10, which is what
No,
we've been doing since the
and
playoff.
but that's what Lakers fans have been accustomed to over the last few
Yep.
years, right? And then especially adding a first-year coach, and then especially now, I think now it's an even more of an adjustment period, adding Luka, and you lost AD, who was your primary defender, where he cleaned up a lot of things for the guards, and but now it's going to be at a bit of an adjustment period. But I think what cancels out from the defensive side is the offense now is as lethal as it's ever been, right? And so I think, but again, it's a process where I think fans just need to temper their expectations over the next little bit here, and understand that this doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Luka not only is rounding himself into shape, he's coming back from an injury that he hasn't played since Christmas Day, right? So even that always takes at least 10 to 12 games to get yourself back into rhythm and game shape. But not only that, he's rounding himself into getting acclimated within the offense, within the defensive philosophies, learning the terminologies. So it's a process where, I think experience tells you that 28 games may not be enough time to, for that process. But like I said, JJ's doing a great job, and LeBron, if anybody can, learn how to play with another star player, it's LeBron James, right? So he makes it work, regardless of who it is. And so, yeah, but I think, it's going to be a process, and fans need to temper their expectations a bit over the next little bit. But yeah, it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time for LA. It's an exciting time for Lakers fans, and sky's the limit now. Let's see how they do.
Yep.
Also, I know that you watch my stories and when I report stuff. So what do you think about it? Do I need to improve?
No, I think
What
you're doing a great job.
You're
It's
doing
very
really
detailed.
good.
Yeah, it's very detailed. And especially, I always actually learn when guys are not playing, or right, like certain guys around the league who may be sitting out or injured.
Yeah.
I actually learn from your reporting, so because I'll see it. But no, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. But it's about, now it's about not being satisfied and continuing to grow, continuing to develop in that end, right? But I see your passion. I see your commitment.
Yeah.
I've seen it for the last few years. This isn't anything new. We've known each other for a few years now, and I see. But I love seeing you even just out, around the academy when you're there. When you're there for the, the Phil's, Phil's event that he does every year, the certification event. And so, it's great seeing you continue to learn. You're wanting to learn, you're wanting to grow your mind, and you're building the connections that you need as well, right? At the end of the day, it comes down to, listen, I always say, people who are passionate and committed to their craft, you're going to go far in life. And others will see that, but it's about staying grounded at the same time. right? Not getting too high, not getting too low, and you're meeting the right people, right, to help you excel in that field and grow in that field, and we're going to support you every step of the way, right? But just seeing you around the academy, I can already see the respect that others have for you in the academy. I already knew because we met each other through AJ, right? And so when you have AJ's respect, that shows me that you have commitment and dedication within your craft, because AJ had the Kobe mindset, right? He doesn't just help anybody. He does, but he has to know that you're really committed and dedicated to actually and following through on what you say you want to accomplish, right? And when AJ knows that, and even when Phil knows that, then he's going to work extremely hard to help you get there, right? And that's where I'm grateful to Phil as well. Like just how Phil looks out for me as a younger brother, and what he continues to do for me, and ensuring that I'm pushing myself every day, and ensuring that that even when him and I are doing camps together, and him and I are and I'm there wherever he needs something from another coach to be there. He's always pushing me, and he's always giving me insight to how to break down a certain drill in the simplest form for athletes, especially if it's an athlete that has never done it before. I've learned so much from Phil. I continue to learn so much from Phil. And he's always checking in on me, seeing how things are going until we see each other again. And just an unbelievable guy, and can't wait to get back into the gym with him. And helping train others. And so just again, Phil's family, man. Phil will always be family, and just what he's done for me as a coach, but as a person in general, I don't take that for granted. I'm so grateful that, again, a small kid from a kid from a small town in British Columbia, Canada, I can say that I get to coach with Phil Handy, who is arguably one of the most respected coaches in the NBA history, right?
Who deserves a head coaching job in the NBA?
Yeah,
in my
and
opinion.
I think that'll come. I think this year he just needed a breakaway. It was a long.
He was on the Lakers.
Coaching the Lakers
that's hard enough.
Coaching the Lakers isn't an easy task, man. Like, there's a lot that comes with it on the court and off the court, right? And so sometimes you just need a breakaway. And I think it's great that he's doing Unrivaled, where having a name like that's attached to the Unrivaled League as well is only going to help accelerate and grow the game as well of female basketball. So, I think it was a perfect opportunity for him to be involved with, and Michelle, his business manager, Michelle, is a great friend of mine. She's honestly she is one of the most inspiring people that I've ever been around. And she helps create these opportunities of just within the game of basketball, but in the business world as well. Just and so I think Phil's doing a great job with the Unrivaled League, and I hope to see it. And I think it's going to be an annual occurrence within the off seasons of the WNBA. And so I think it was a good year for him to be with Unrivaled, and then he can get an NBA job whenever he wants. Honestly, like every team wants Phil Handy on their squad, right? And so that's not going to be a problem at all. He's going to be an NBA coach again. It's just when he wants to do it, when he's ready to come back to the NBA. But just seeing the respect that he, honestly, every superstar that comes to the academy, the respect they have for Phil is amazing. Is amazing. And not just NBA athletes, WNBA athletes, female college athletes. Just he's a guy where he is one of the most humble people that you'll ever be around. He, like, a guy who's accomplished that much and who continues to thrive in the game of basketball doesn't need to help, guys like me, right? That come from a small town in Canada. Like, no, but he saw something in me. He continued to push me and continues to push me till this day to get to, where I've gotten to go, which is, and so, but even just having him as an older brother has been, I'll never take it for granted. He is, he, like I said, he's family and will always be family. His son Jax is like my nephew, right? And I've got his older brother CL's my big brother, and his Phil's nephews, Kyrie and Eric, have become my nephews as well. Like I've just gotten to know his family so well, and we've become a family. And so, like I said, I can't thank Phil enough for everything that he's done for me, and continues to do for me. And yeah, so that's what makes us want to continue to help him thrive with these events, like the certification event, the sweat camps, because he puts so much time and effort into it, where it rubs off on every single one of us, to make sure that it is the best camp, and it continues to be the best camp that's out there, for basketball athletes around the world. And so that's a goal of ours every single year, and we're going to continue to do that. And yeah, just having, just having like Kobe's former teammates coming to help out. Derek Fisher has become a big brother to me. Like I've already mentioned, JC, James Clark, like all these guys that come and take part in it every single year. It's just awesome that we all connect again. Even if it's once a year, we connect back at the academy, and it's like no time has passed, right? And we've all become a family.
Of course.
And Carolyn has become like a big sister for me, and just everyone at the academy, right? And so it's just been amazing just getting to know everybody, and not just sharing our minds, within basketball, but getting to know each other off of the court and just becoming a family off of the court as well. That's a bond that'll never be broken, right? At the end of the day, and it's going to be a bond for life.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been there 3 times, and the first time he got me in by himself, and the second time I paid the money and got there. But ever since then, every time when it ends, when I get home and check my Instagram, I have people following me from that.
Yeah, and like I said, you become a family, right? And everyone there is so so welcoming and just down to earth at the end of the day, and they make it a welcoming environment.
Yes.
That's what I love about the academy. It's such a welcoming environment. Everybody that works there treats you like you belong, and treats you like you're someone special. And yeah, that's the beauty of it. And I think that was Kobe's goal and vision, and they're helping carry that on, right? And so it is weird just not seeing, 5 years and he's still not here to see everything that's happening there.
But you can see his impact is like
Oh,
still
100%,
being felt
100%.
5 years after his passing,
100%.
Which is
and
crazy.
It's weird. You look up and you see where his office was, and it's completely empty, and it's just, that's the one thing that you regret. That's, he's not here to see how it's grown in 5 years, right? And seeing it, and that's where we miss him. And especially Gigi, not only Gigi, but everybody who was involved in that accident, where they all had a big part to play in the Mamba Academy, right?
And I believe Gigi could have been as big as Angel and
Oh,
Caitlin
I think so
right
too.
now.
I think so too. She was on that path where, like, she was going to be special, man. She was going to be special. Where, again, but not only her, you had to see like every girl on that team was amazing. An amazing basketball player, but an amazing human being. And so, yeah, it was just a terrible accident where, 5 years later, and you still, it's still hard to believe that, they're gone. But that's what makes us work even harder at the academy to ensure that we see his vision through and
keep his legacy alive.
Yeah, exactly. Keep his legacy going. And, the goal is that you want every generation coming up, to be inspired by the academy and be inspired by Kobe. And I think that's never going to change. With the resources that is available now on YouTube and things like that, I don't think Kobe's ever going to fade away. Just the impact that he continues to have around the world is something that, I don't think it will ever go away. He's just that type of global athlete. He was that type of athlete where you could just say by one name, all you had to say was Kobe. And people who didn't even watch basketball or didn't really associate themselves with basketball knew who Kobe was. Right?
I mean, people still throw away papers and yell Kobe.
right?
when
And
they
so,
throw away papers.
yeah,
So,
and so, that was the impact that he had around the world.
Yeah.
Especially in Asia, right, where he's still beloved, right? Like it's still amazing to see just how much of an impact he truly had.
Yeah.
And then when we meet people too, like from all over the globe during the sweat camps and stuff, just saying how much, and they weren't even born when Kobe, was at his highest in his prime, right? That are so heavily inspired by him. That just shows the impact that he had and continues to continue to have, right? And I think Gigi inspired a lot of female athletes as well,
Really.
right? And so it would have been great seeing her and Paige Beckers at UConn together, right? Because she was going to be a UConn Husky.
yep.
And this would have been her second year at UConn, right? So she would have played with Paige for the last 2 years. So, again, just unfortunate. But again, keep their legacies going the best that we all can.
And my favorite Kobe memory is actually probably one that people are going to think is weird. My favorite memory is actually when he tore his Achilles and he shot those 2 free throws. Like, dude, you just tore a ligament. You just shot 2 free throws. Are you insane?
And then walked off the court himself.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah, but you know what? That was him. That was him. And the way he explained it was unbelievable too. Where he goes, when the game means more than the injury itself, you're not thinking about the injury in that moment,
Yeah.
right? So, and at that time they were fighting for a playoff spot. That was a big game. They
Because I
needed to win
remember
that
that
game.
press conference. That
Yeah,
press
they needed
conference
to
was
win that
brutal.
game. And so he willed himself, to that victory. But that just shows that
He
he
really
would do anything.
did love the
He
game
did absolutely anything to
win.
to win, but inspire others in the process, right?
Yeah.
And so if that doesn't inspire you, then I don't know what will, right? Like a guy tearing his Achilles, not even being, and then literally trying to bring the Achilles tendon up, roll it up, and asking Gary Vitti if he can continue to play the game and worry about
He
it
did.
after,
I
right?
forgot.
Like that just tells you, like when Gary Vitti says, he came up to me and goes, "Can't you just kind of like roll it up where I can just finish the game for the last 2 minutes?" And Gary's like, "It doesn't work that way. Like
He's like,
you can't
he
walk,
literally said, "I can't."
right?" And so, but just having that mentality, the toughness that he showed, right? And not only that, just I think in for his whole career, you saw how tough he was. He battled injuries his whole career, like big ones, like sprained ankles, and he went out there and played and
torn rotator cuff, broken knee.
rotator cuff, and he played left-handed, and right, and it was just again, he was someone that just like just defied just what was realistic and what was right,
Yeah.
what
He
was the
felt like he was
norm.
a freaking superhero
Yeah,
or something like
right.
that.
And so, and that's what makes it tough. The tragedy that occurred, just gone too soon, and of all things, that right. And so, just everyone is impacted by it, and not only him, but I think that's what gets lost as well. Yeah, Kobe, Gigi were the primary two that were well known, but there were several others that passed away in that tragic accident as well, and there were countless families that were impacted by that accident. So we tried to, at the academy, we tried to pay tribute to every single one.
Yeah.
Right? People gotta remember Gigi's 2 other teammates were on that, right, in that helicopter as well, and another coach, parents of the teammates, and so and so that's where I think people sometimes, Kobe and Gigi get recognized as the two that people are impacted by in that, but you got to remember 9 people in total were lost in that
Yep.
accident.
Yeah.
Right, and so it's our job to pay tribute to every single one that lost their life in that accident, and they made the Mamba Academy was the team Mamba was all those girls, right? That inspired many. So it was just a terrible, unfortunate accident that you wish never happened. But now it's our job to keep their legacies going and keep their legacies alive. Within the academy, and ensuring that girls basketball continues to grow.
Yep.
At a rate that it is right now, it's it's going to be amazing to see where it is in 5 years.
Yep.
At the rate that it's already grown in 2 years, right? And just seeing what it's going to become now is, it's an exciting time. It's a real exciting time.
I can't wait to see what kind of wrinkles Len Roberts going to have in the sports.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And now who did they get? They got Kelsey Plum now?
Kelsey Plum.
Yeah, Kelsey Plum.
Even I was like, whoa.
Now too, so. Yeah, so, and like I said, now it's at a point where even now, like, people didn't, even when trades happen in the WNBA, they never got the global reaction that it is getting now, right? Like, that's where you see the growth, where now people are actually heavily intrigued by even WNBA news, where free agents are signing, right? Who's getting traded where, who's getting, so that shows just how much the league has grown. It shows how much, how much of an impact women's basketball has made around the world, not just with females, but, everybody. And so, and I love it. I love it. I think WNBA deserves, to be recognized just as the NBA. And it's going to take a bit, it's going to continue to take a bit to get to the heights of the NBA, but they're on the right path. And as long as they continue to stay on this path, it's going to get there. At the end of the day, because they have the athletes that will carry it forward. Juju's coming up next. She'll be in the league in the next couple years here. Caitlin's doing a great job. Angel's doing a great job. AJ Wilson's doing a great job. Nafisa Colley's doing a great job. Like, you got so many athletes now that are making an impact, right? Where it's not just one or two. Like, before, I think the WNBA was primarily dominated just by like one or two athletes back in the day that you knew. Yeah. But now every team in the WNBA has a star, someone that, is inspiring others. And so, yeah, it's great to see. And we hope to continue to see it grow for years to come.
Absolutely. And I think Cleveland is the next spot to get a WNBA team.
Yeah, Cleveland. And I think, now with Toronto, like Canada now is, Toronto's getting a team now in the WNBA, which is awesome, right? And so, yeah, you're seeing it grow just in the expansion teams, right? There's markets that want a WNBA team now. And that shows growth, right? When there's cities and markets that are asking for a WNBA team and asking investors to invest in a WNBA team, and they are, that shows that it's a money-making business now, right? And I can only envision where it's going to be 5-10 years from now, right? As long as it stays on this path, it's going to grow to heights that we've never seen before. It already is. It's already at a height that we've never seen before, but now with the resources that are available to make it accessible to people watching the WNBA and being able to research, who's the star and research different teams with the internet and YouTube, things like that, it's only going to continue to grow the game further.
Yeah.
And that's where Unrivaled is great too.
Yeah.
Because before, female athletes always had to go overseas to play.
They don't have.
Yeah. Right. And
now
so
it's just accessible.
Yeah. Now Unrivaled allows them to stay in the country and play in a competitive environment. And it's a great off season for them to continue to develop their games, in anticipation for their seasons, their WNBA seasons coming up.
I think we're going to see less and less people go overseas now.
100%. 100%. That's when you create opportunities like this. Yeah, it benefits everybody, right? Where they don't have to leave their families for 2 months, right? They can stay in the country and make a great income. The Unrivaled, it's a primary source of income for them as well, right? Over the off season, it gives them that opportunity to make money, but stay in the country, stay with their families, and play competitive basketball. It's a competitive league. People think that it's 3-on-3. No, it's full court 3-on-3, and every game is competitive, right? And that's what you want to see. They're making it fun to watch. Extremely fun to watch.
Yeah, Daniel, have you watched that?
I have not, but I've heard of it. It's been I've heard something about Unrivaled on ESPN. I'm like, I wonder what this is about.
So it's a great league. Honestly, it was a great opportunity, and I know Alex Basil, who's the NBA trainer, Him and his wife Nafisa Colley, who's a rising star in the WNBA. They helped create the league. And so, like I said, when you have ambassadors like that are only going to help and continue to grow the game, it's going to take it to heights that we've never seen before and continue to take it to heights that we've never seen before. And I'm excited to see what it becomes in the next few years.
Yeah. I mean, that league off the chain awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's Friday.
What was that vibe? You cut it out
It's
there.
Friday and Saturdays.
Yes, Friday and Saturday, and then TNT.
Yeah.
TNT broadcast them.
Oh,
So, they got,
okay.
like I said, they got a major network broadcasting it. They're in a hub, right? It's all in Miami. They got a great venue. It's sold out every game, right? And it's competitive basketball at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you want to see competitive basketball.
Yeah.
And that's what it is at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
see that, every athlete that's playing in it is committed and dedicated to making it, extremely fun to watch, which they do. And that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
It's the best of the best going at it at the end of the day, right?
I love it.
It's awesome, honestly. And I think, like I said, Phil's a great ambassador for that league, right? And so I think it was a perfect opportunity for him to be able to, continue to inspire an entire generation of female athletes as well. But also help, but also, like coach them and continue to evolve their own games, right? And so he's the perfect person for that.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, it's been fun.
Honestly, I love being back. I'm sorry it took so long to come back, but man,
yeah, you're good.
Things have been
it was
crazy.
a really good chat, though.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. You guys continue to do your thing. I'm proud of both of you.
Yeah.
I
Thank
see,
you.
man. I
Thank
see.
you.
Honestly, I because we all have the mutual friends, within the basketball world, and I see the respect that you guys have, and I see the work that you continue to do, right? And so, you have my support always. If you guys need anything, let me know. I will continue to try my hardest to, help you guys out, and look forward to seeing you guys at the academy this summer.
Yep.
All right, give my love to your families. Okay,
will
say
do.
hi to everybody. Hope everyone's well. Enjoy the weekend.
Yep.
All right, and enjoy the game tonight.
All right.
All right, my brothers. Take care.
Of course.
All right.
All right, Daniel.
Well, there we have it, man. Another one in the books.
Yeah, number 17 in the books for episode for season 2.
Yep.
I'll see you when I see you.
All right. See you.
You take care of yourself. All right.
All right. You too.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Hope everything's going well.